Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving straight into a massive development in election security coming out of West Bengal. We're going to map out exactly how authorities coordinate when a major physical threat is uncovered right before the polls open. It's honestly a fascinating look at the rapid mobilization of law enforcement and how multiple agencies step in to stabilize a highly sensitive environment. So let's just get right into the data.
Okay, let's dive into this. 79. Just let that number sink in for a second. We aren't talking about, a single isolated device found on some routine patrol, or just a minor disruption to the peace. No. Recovering 79 crude bombs, that points to a highly concentrated, organized effort. In the context of election security, discovering a cache of this magnitude immediately shifts the entire scale of a security operation. We're moving away from a standard preventative posture right into an active, high-alert disruption posture. It's exactly the kind of discovery that demands an instant structural response from the very highest levels of authority.
So the crucial point is, the timing here is absolutely everything. West Bengal is currently poll-bound. And as you probably know, in an active election cycle, the security apparatus is already stretched super thin and hyper-focused. When millions of people are mobilizing to vote, the logistical planning is just incredibly complex. Dropping a cache of explosives into this highly sensitive environment, well, that threatens the core guarantee of public safety that's absolutely required for a democratic process. It instantly elevates what might normally be treated as a localized police matter straight into a major national security priority. But the threat goes well beyond just the recovered items themselves. Authorities are actively dealing with the illegal manufacturing of these explosives. And this distinction, it's absolutely critical. Finding the end product is one thing, for sure, but it means there is an active, illicit supply chain operating right there in the shadows. It implies hidden workshops, material sourcing, and coordinated distribution networks. From a strict law and order perspective, this represents a severe, ongoing physical threat that literally has to be dismantled before any of these newly manufactured devices can actually be deployed in the field. Let's move to and see how this builds. Because in response to this underground supply chain, the Election Commission of India issued a really firm, proactive mandate. The directives given to local law enforcement were crystal clear. Launch a special drive, aggressively target the manufacturing sources, and arrest those involved. Basically, this means pulling dedicated resources from standard operations and zeroing in entirely on the root of this specific threat. Authorities aren't just, sitting around waiting for the bombs to be moved. They're going straight to the source to completely shut down the whole shadow infrastructure before the voting even begins. And this brilliantly illustrates a fascinating dual-layered response. On one hand, you have the West Bengal police acting as the boots on the ground, right? They're executing the targeted sweeps, identifying the local operators, and making the actual physical arrests. But simultaneously, the National Investigation Agency, the NIA, steps in to handle the overarching official probe. It's a pretty amazing synergy. State-level tactical action paired directly with a national-level network investigation. While the local police clear the immediate physical danger off the streets, the premier national agency can step back and trace the broader financial and logistical routes that made this manufacturing possible in the very first place. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how clearly it maps out the escalation. It's a rapid, three-step procedural chain of command. Step 1, the ECI assesses the threat and directs the action plan. Step 2, the state police immediately mobilize and launch that tactical drive on the ground. And Step 3, the NIA takes over the official probe to lock down regional security from a much wider national perspective. So all of this brings us to the ultimate question as we look forward. With this massive security net now in place, stretching all the way from local tactical sweeps to national NIA probes, what actual impact is this crackdown going to have as the poll dates arrive? Will dismantling these underground manufacturing networks be enough to guarantee a completely safe voting environment for everyone? It's a real-world, high-stakes test of election security, and the results are going to unfold right before our eyes in the coming days. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.